you guys are probably still in the middle of your season or getting ready to wind down at this.
Yes, sir.
So I know you haven't had a chance to really reflect on the season as a whole yet, but looking out, from going from a very successful program just a couple of years ago, very winning season last year, to this season very destructive, string the wins together. Why is it important to face this challenge this season?
Yeah, and I was reflecting on this question earlier. I just think that the challenges and the struggles of sports specifically, and we've talked, that's what we're talking about. And they just paint the picture of our lives and of the sanctification process. And it's not all, it's not all just, flowers and sunshine and rainbows, it's like, it's not all 20-win seasons. It's not all state championships. For every game you win by one, you're probably going to at least lose a game by one. And, every buzzer beater you make at the end, you're going to get beat by a buzzer beater. And, but that's how God works us out too. He chisels us and look, he gives us a lot of grace, and we have a lot of awesome, good times, whether it's, enjoying being with your family or, whatever he gives you at work or any of those things where it's kind of like, oh yeah, everybody would say this is a good thing, but then he also gives us tough times that we have to wrestle and struggle and cry and endure. And it's just him making us more into the image of his son. And sports help show us that picture. And are part of that as well. When going back to at Covenant and even me in high school, when I was in high school, we won 20 games every year as well. And then I co-played JV and we weren't very successful, and so wrestling with that, but man, I remember when we finally got over the hump and won one, how sweet it was. How sweet it was to win, and it's not that sweet. And I'm not saying, winning, but how much richer and sweeter it is when you've endured and you still go to work every day and you still do the right things every day. No, even though the results aren't what you want them to be, and then you get a little bit of a breakthrough. And I just think, that picture oftentimes is how God works us out as well. Whether it's, relationship struggles or, difficulties or maybe it's just something like, I'm not in God's word like I need to be. And then I have a beautiful season of, oh man, this thing's so rich. And that's not like advice to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to hold out and not read the Bible for months at a time. But it's like, he's so gracious to us and he gives us what we need. And I just think that enduring those challenges help us see, what he's doing in our lives in a small way, at least.
Awesome. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you for answering those questions.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it up to you to kind of close this out. Do you have any further thoughts that I haven't asked about or that I haven't really touched on?
Well, just to wrap this up, I just kind of going back to, I've been following your activity on social media and stuff, and it's just awesome, man. I really appreciate what you're doing. It's so needed and encouraging, to me, and I just always comes back to that word habits. And Ray Allen, when he hit his big shot for the Heat, I don't know what NBA Finals that was. You know what I'm talking about, when they beat the Spurs, right? And they interviewed him about like what do you do to prepare? That's one of the biggest threes, if not the biggest three of all time. Just that specific one. They're after, and he responds. He says, "It's just habits. It's boring habits." And and I just always ponder, I'm like, think about that corner three that he made. How many hundreds of times has he made that in an empty gym? So that when the lights were the brightest and the fans were the loudest and the moment was the biggest, he was ready. He was absolutely ready. And that's just a picture, not just for basketball and every single thing we do in basketball. It's just a picture for life. It's going through the day to day and just doing the right thing every single day and developing those habits. I get up. I mean, again, I don't want to boast about myself, but I get up at 5:30 every single morning. I will sleep in to about 7 or 8 on the weekend, like on Saturday. So it's my cheat day. But every morning I'm gonna get up. I wish I was better about going to bed at the same time. But just having those good habits every day, so that when life does throw you a curveball or grants you an opportunity, you'll be ready, whatever that may